Hello good people, this is Dyliard speaking from the Open Wardrobe Gang, and welcome to another episode of our blind playthrough of Mass Effect 2. In today's episode we'll be continuing what we started off in the very last one, that is, we'll be tying up all of those loose ends before starting Mass Effect 3. Well, without further yappage, let's jump right into it. Okay, first of all, we'll be starting off with like the tier list, the character tier list I was talking at length at this point, and on your screen and on the video you already should be seeing like visual aid for it. I am not seeing it myself, but I do intend to, include it in the editing. Yes, that's right, this is like the tier list of characters like created hot and right after, the ending of Mass Effect 2, so some recency bias regarding that finale might be at play over there, but I think I still stand by it. Now later on that I've, created my reasoning basically around that list that you're seeing right in front of my eyes. Yeah, and I've kind of grouped these characters together. I don't necessarily think that certain characters are 3 tiers above other characters. I just wanted to separate them into into groups. If I were to say, probably the C tier or something along the lines that should be on the screen is not necessarily so far down below. I would say that the very last 2 tiers are B, and then the C one should be B minus or something along those lines. I don't think they are that much different from one another, or it's closer than like the image that you're seeing might be suggesting. Yeah, and in like the tier list, I kind of took many things into consideration. Some I take more, some factors are more important for me than others, but the following ones were, how good like the dossier quest is, how good the loyalty quest is, that's 2, the main story importance of the characters, that's 3, how much I like them personality wise, that's 4, their design, that's 5, and character development, that's 6. Something along the lines. I don't necessarily think all of them are equal to one another. For example, I very much put emphasis on like the squad mission, the dossier and loyalty ones, because this is where the characters get to shine and we get to see them in their full glory, and this is where they can produce content, or most of the content, that makes me like them. Yeah. Okay, starting off from like the bottom and making our way up, I think we'll start off with C. This is like the done dirty type of a category where I feel like the characters don't get the dossier quests, and therefore they have just not that much content going for them. So let's start off with like Jacob. As I was saying, not necessarily anything going on in there considering the dossier quest. He's with us from like the get-go, but I would say like the opening of the game, where he could be getting points in this category, is more so setting up Shepard, waking up from the coma, and so on and so forth, and not necessarily that much stuff is given to Jacob at the beginning of the game. Considering his loyalty mission, I give him a point in here, despite my problems with these missions and my wishes that Jacob and his father had more interactions between one another, or any interactions really. The loyalty quest is very much enjoyable, so Jacob gets points in this particular category. Later on, main story importance, I actually also gave Jacob points over here. While I don't think he's that involved regarding setting up his character in a dossier type of a way, these early missions and his overall involvement in the story being like this Cerberus operative kind of third officer, considering the Normandy, the most important being Shepard, later Miranda, and I guess Jacob is there when we are introducing every single character, when we are finished with onboarding them. Basically that gives him a little bit of a leg to stand on regarding like the main story importance, so points for him, over there. Another set of points is how much I like them. I actually like Jacob personality wise. I think he's an enjoyable guy to have around, and just a type of a guy who you would go out to have some fun. You'd go out to have like a beer, a type of a person. So 3 points for Jacob. Kind of, I'm kind of trying to talk up Jacob a little bit as he is down there considering the tier list, because in other categories he's not getting, that much love. That is the design. I am not the fan of Jacob's design. I've been critical, I think, on camera regarding Jacob's and Miranda's design in this playthrough. Prior to that, whenever I see Jacob and his tight ass in like that tight spacesuit, it kind of breaks my immersion. I've already expressed that, so I'm not the biggest fan of his design, or at least the outfit he is given by the devs. And last but not least, character development. I cannot say Jacob gets any points in this regard, so in total he gets 3 out of 6, but still rather at the bottom of my list. Moving on to Kasumi, our master thief. In my ranking, she is also at 3 out of 6. Similarly to Jacob, I cannot give her like a dossier mission points, as she has none of that. Basically, her being one of like the 2 DLC characters. Where I can give her points, however, is like the loyalty mission. It's one of my favorite ones. I want to say it's this self-contained story where, as I was saying, very much closely to a perfect BioWare mission, with me getting to a point, getting some exposition, getting some talking, getting some cool gameplay, eventually moving into combat and having this sweet, ending to it all. Very cool stuff regarding like loyalty mission and Kasumi. Main story importance, none whatsoever. How much I like them in this regard, Kasumi's personality is not my favorite, but I would say she is getting half of a point there. Her design is very much awesome. I very much like the hood and everything that she has going for her, being a thief, having a hooded appearance, having these abilities also which can make her teleport to enemies and teleport back. Very cool stuff. And regarding character development, I also give her half of a point in here because of the bittersweet ending to her loyalty mission. That was very cute. That was very cool. Yeah, just all around, Kasumi enjoyable. Probably done dirty due to her being just like a DLC character and not having more for her, more content for her to shine in. Considering our boy Zaid, one can claim that he sits at top of like the C category because I assigned 3.5 points to him. Similarly to everyone else, he's not getting anything in the dossier category, but the loyalty mission was very, very, very enjoyable, very cinematic. We get to know very much about Zaid, and seeing a side to him that we don't get to see usually. The only downside regarding that mission may be the length, but it's also a little bit on me because I decided to go the Paragon route and be the goody two shoes and not chasing Zaid's arch nemesis, basically. Main story importance also non-existent. How much I like them, I really like them. Whenever Zaid opens his mouth, good content is about to come your way. Personality-wise, the sticking time bomb kind of a character who has like an attitude, very much something that I like, so Zaid is certainly strong in this regard. His design is also very cool, in my opinion. One of the better looking pieces of space armor that I've seen in the game, actually. And regarding character development, I also assigned half of a point for Zaid in here, regarding, the events that play out in his loyalty mission and how he is antagonistic towards Shepard and how Shepard kind of sets him straight towards, the Collector's threat and how we have to be dealing with that, and it's more important than whatever the fuck he has going on with like the Blue Suns. I very much enjoyed that. My favorite moments from Zaid are likewise the disagreements with Shepard during that mission. It's very much awesome seeing character push against Shepard. It's usually when you see conflict in the squad, it's between other characters like Tali and Legion or Miranda and Jack, but seeing a character actually push Shepard and his decisions is very enjoyable. Also because of Zaid, we see this new side to like the Paragon options. Even though I'm clicking Paragon interrupts, Shepard is freaking punching Zaid. Was very surprising and refreshing to see. Zaid also very much reminds me of Sten, a character from Dragon Age Origins. In that game, you also build like your standing with, the characters in your squad, and if you are not in good standing with Sten during one mission, he just outright questions your leadership over like the party, and if you're not able to provide with good enough of a fucking answer, and if you're not able to convince him to toe the fucking line, he actually challenges you to a duel and you have to kill him or he kills you, and thus far he finishes your run. It's absolutely awesome aspect of Dragon Age Origins, and Zaid very much reminds me of that character. Moving on to like the B category, I have a little bit of a controversial, maybe not necessarily their ranking, but the number of points I assigned. It's for Legion. That's right. In my list, he has 4 out of 6, despite not being my favorite character whatsoever. Why? Because he is kind of an important character regarding this entire story. First of all, the dossier mission regarding him may not necessarily be a fully fledged dossier mission. It's something even more important. It's a main story mission which very quickly devolves into, who is this guy, and not necessarily, the IFF. So I'm giving Legion points over here. His loyalty mission, also very important and also very interesting, because this is like our very first, Geth character. We have kind of universe shifting reviews coming from his way, so naturally his loyalty quest is very also important and enjoyable in the process. What else? Main story importance, as these are like, as I've mentioned, I don't want to be a broken record. Due to, his placement in the story, I think I ought to be assigning points in this category likewise. How much I like them? I actually don't like Legion that much. I actually don't like Legion at all. He's kind of mostly devoid of character. The most character you're getting out of him is him doing his idle robot dance when you're standing right next to him. But his importance comes from like the connection to the Geth and the connection to main story. His design also ought to be assigning points in there. He has a very strong design. That hole in his chest and like the N7 armor strapped there is like the make or break of the character. And also seeing like the Geth in this peaceful state, being able to get up and close and personal with them is just something fresh that we don't see much on the regular basis in Mass Effect 2. Or thus far in the Mass Effect series. What other category? Oh, right. Character development, non-existent. Don't mention it. Moving on. Moving forward, we have Grant on our list. I assigned to him 3 out of 6 points. So, as you're seeing in my list, despite me, having these categories and assigning 3 points to Grant, he is in a higher tier than, for example, Zaid, who had 3.5, because some aspects I just consider more important than other. So yeah, considering his dossier quest, I am actually not the most fun, not the biggest fan of it. Most of the time we spend that mission not really knowing what we are getting ourselves into. When we eventually get to like the climax, it's like the Okir guy, and I also wasn't like the biggest fan of his character, and Grant was there in like the tank, doing basically nothing. So my boy Grant not getting points in this category whatsoever. What he gets a little bit of points in, because I'm assigning half of a point over here, it's like the loyalty mission, despite me not being like the biggest fan of it and it falling a little bit on like the short side. I think it gives us enough insight into like the Krogan as a whole that I would be saying that yeah, I enjoyed it for half of the points worth. Main story importance, similarly non-existent to some of the other characters. On the other hand, similar to Zaid, how much I like them category is, very strong aspect of Grant, because I really like that guy, and similarly to Zaid, whenever he opens his mouth, he produces some, enjoyable content, and his personality is something that sits right with me. His design is also awesome. He looks like an absolute beast, like most of the Krogan, yet the developers have him looking a little bit different from like the ordinary Krogan model. Him and Rex certainly stand out design-wise regarding like the Krogan nation. And in the character development category, I also assigned him half of the point. It wasn't nothing to write home about during his loyalty mission, but all of like this not really knowing who you are, and then him having this kind of coming of age type of a development in his loyalty quest, while also speaking with Rex. That was kind of enjoyable. So yeah, in total 3 out of 6 for Grant. Moving on, we have our biotic queen Samara, and in the aspect of being a queen, I think she's also a queen of like her personal missions. That's right, she is getting strong points in those categories. I think her dossier quest with like the biotic god and this entire fucking biotic god Volus and the entire investigation is very strong and very interesting. And similarly, her loyalty mission is with her daughter and all of that. Once again, investigating, infiltrating the nightclub, kind of being on her trail and having this action-packed finale. It's very strong stuff regarding Samara. Main story importance, once again, nothing over here. How much I like them, I actually don't like Samara at all. regarding her personality and regarding her characteristics, I have to say, when she was introduced, I was like head over heels in love with her. This image in my head of this Jedi, kind of cold and collected space warrior with her code, abiding by the code, tracking criminals, that was just so interesting to me. But when push came to shove, it's like I couldn't really connect all of that cool stuff with her character and how much I like her. And what I mean by that, it's like cool when we talk about like Jedi being like cold, collected, and devoid of emotion, because they eventually in Star Wars get like pushed beyond the edge, and they have to kind of be confronted on their views and worldview, and this is when the drama is created, and this is where the emotions kick in, right? And regarding Samara, it never happens, which I was so surprised of, because she had such a strong setup with her daughters, with her code, but yet in that personal quest of hers, there's like nothing there, and she never comes to any sort of big reviews regarding, her code or her relationship with the daughters. It's just like, let's fucking kill my daughter, get over with it, and never mention it again. It totally did not affect Samara in any sort of a way, and it kind of soured my view on her character regarding her personality and how interesting it was. However, another strong suit of hers is her design. The red armor, the red piece of armor is absolutely beautiful and absolutely striking. It goes together very well, and yeah. In the character development section, as I was saying, I cannot be assigning any points over there. And the very last characters in our character list over here in this particular tier is Thane. And in my personal ranking, he gets 4 out of 6, so pretty freaking good, right? Yes, I have it written down over here. He is an all-rounder, kind of a jack of all trades, but master of none, because I assigned just a lot of half points for this character. His dossier and loyalty quests, while not my favorite, were also strong. As I was saying during like the our loyalty mission tier list or ranking, rather, I think like Samara's loyalty mission is like a cooler version of Thane's loyalty mission, but my guy still gets half of the points for dossier stuff and the loyalty stuff. The dossier one was not that much connected to him, interesting in its own regard, but he basically only shows up at the end there to, aura farm on Nasana or whatever that Asari was called, and, that's basically it. So half of the points for dossier, half of the points for loyalty. Main story importance, due to his sad passing in our playthrough, I'm giving him half of the point in this regard. Regarding how much I like them, I assigned a full point in here. He is a very cool character. I very much like his personality. He has this immediate commitment regarding our entire mission, regarding like the collectors, and he has this kind of ride or die personality. He's instantly being besties with Shepard. Every single discussion that they have is very interesting. Just regarding Thane's character, that's very interesting stuff in there. His design, also a strong suit. His suit is fucking awesome looking. Also the very first Drell character, so you just, your eyes automatically go towards him, look at him. He's just like a pleasure to view on screen, as he has this novelty around him and his kind of race of aliens in a way. That's right, and yeah, that's about it regarding Thane. As I was saying, a very strong character. Yeah. Another thing, character development. I really like what he had going for him. Reconnecting with his son, kind of discussing with Shepard about, life and what it means for life being kind of worth living. This is what I got from it, so also half of a point in here. My favorite thing also about him that just builds on top of that other stuff is what I've already mentioned. It's like the Drell stuff, him being this novelty kind of a character, and we are getting all of that interesting Drell lore from, our favorite Fishman / Lizardman. Okay, moving on to a little bit of like the heavy hitters category. Let's start off with, Miranda, because on my list, she only has 3 out of 6 points, but she is also included in this category. Similarly to Jacob, done dirty regarding, like, the dossier stuff. She, during, like, the opening mission with, the Cerberus medical facility, she only comes out there at the very end in order to, shoot that bald guy, Wilson was his name, or something like that, in the face, and then we are, done with the entirety of that quest. So no points to shine, and no just no room for Miranda to shine in that quest. Regarding her loyalty mission, I believe it's just cute stuff. It's sweet stuff. Finally, we can see Miranda from a different kind of an angle and from a different perspective, with her soft side coming to the front, and all of that personal connections with her sister, with her ex-friend. All of that is just cool stuff. She is getting points in this category. Main story importance, probably like the most important stuff for Miranda. If in my ranking, she only can get a 1 point over here, but if we are being honest, give 2 points to Miranda in this particular category. Connection with, like, the elusive man and Cerberus. That's the very first thing, very important stuff in my opinion, and the very last mission of the game, the suicide mission. She is absolutely amazing in that mission. I think this is finally the time when she comes to and kind of plays the part of being, like, the second in command. Finally, I'm feeling some aura from Miranda. Finally, she's making some sense. Finally, she is assuming the position that she ought to be holding throughout the entire game, and she kind of feels like finally, like, the second most important character in our squad regarding, like, the main story mission, and I'm absolutely loving that. This is what pushes her into, like, this category. How much I like her? I actually don't like Miranda that much. She is not my favorite character regarding personality. She's not getting any points over here. Similarly, she's not getting any points for design. She definitely has, like, a pretty face going for her, but similarly to Jacob, her outfit and the design of it kind of takes me out of the experience, probably due to her and Jacob's tight space suit. Mass Effect was deemed the ass effect originally, back in the day. And similarly in character development, another very strong category for Miranda. Not only is she, having all of this stuff regarding her sister in her loyalty mission, the very last mission with her kind of, assuming this part of, like, the leader, and also me knowing that if we were to have her in, like, the human reaper scenario, she would mic drop and fucking aura farm on, like, the elusive man and telling him to go fuck himself. That's just great. From her being, like, this, just Cerberus high-ranking operative, going from that at the beginning of the game to whatever is happening at the end, with kind of her and Shepard leading this team into the unknown and into the underdog status, right? Going rogue. Okay, moving into Garrus territory. My boy Garrus, our boy Garrus in my list, he is getting 4 out of 6 points. The dossier quest. The dossier quest. Is it controversial to say that this is, like, the best dossier quest in the game? Let me look at, like, the list of characters. Tali Morden, Jack, Miranda, Legion, Grant, Samara, Thane, Jacob, Kasumi. No, it's not controversial. It certainly is in top 2 with Samara. The dossier quest, very strong for Garrus. Not controversial to say it's my most favorite one. Points over here. His loyalty mission. This is where I get controversial, because despite me thinking that this is a very good loyalty mission, I'm not giving points to Garrus in this particular character category because it's just left like a sour taste in my mouth how Garrus's story finished in our playthrough. But fret not, despite me not giving him points in this category, he's getting fucking points in every other category, so yes. I am not giving him anything for loyalty. Main story importance, also kind of a low on this side. I would want to see more from Garrus and him, you know, being the important character he is because he was there for us in the original game with Tali. I would want to see him, you know, more of him in this game actually. How much I like them? I love Garrus. I love Garrus. It just has to be stated. It has to be said. He is absolutely our boy. Huge points in these categories for Garrus. Similarly, the design. He has an awesome set of Turian armor. I also love the fact that in his dossier quest, he gets wounded and he has fucked up face. From that point going forward. I love these aspects of games when like the character models, they kind of evolve as like the story progresses, and you know, Garrus is like the perfect example of that. On that note, I am kind of disappointed because we started off with like a scarred Shepard at the beginning of the game, right, due to his, you know, face reconstruction and such, and to my understanding, his face heals over time with us doing like good deeds and Paragon stuff. So at the beginning of the game, I was very much in love with the fact that, oh, now that we've been through this near-death experience, or rather, death experience, now our face is kind of fucked up. It's showing like the scars and like what our character has been through, but that has been reset regarding Shepard's face in front of your face, staring at me coldly. I don't know where I will be positioning like the fucking tier list, so you might not be seeing Shepard actually. He is, however, staring into my fucking soul at this moment. Fucking going on off on a tangent. What was I saying? Oh yes, I absolutely love the battle scars for Garrus. Wish they were kept for Shepard. Yes, and character development, also strong points for Garrus in this one. He is this character coming from the second game, and our actions in the very first game shaped him to be another character in this particular one. Even though I'm not loving who Garrus became, I am appreciating that he is this dynamic type of a character, probably the most dynamic in the series so far. Yes, so in total, 4 out of 6, Garrus, love him. Okay, and probably at the top, I guess, of like the A tier lies Jack. At least regarding the number of points I assigned to her, because you guys know at this point I'm a fucking Jack glazer. And she has 5 out of 6 in my ranking, and that's right. I think, as I described Thane as like, you know, an all-rounder and like jack of all trades and master of none, fucking Jack is the jack of all trades and she's like the master of most of them. She has a very strong dossier quest, in my opinion. Very interesting setup with like the Blue Suns, was it? I think it was like the Blue Suns prison and us breaking her out of it, but in reality she actually, plot twist, she breaks out of it herself with her very powerful biotic abilities. Moving to loyalty stuff, as that mission wasn't like the most groundbreaking regarding like gameplay. I already expressed this, but it felt very important because it was very closely connected with Cerberus and their shady abilities, and Cerberus being like the central piece, one of the central pieces of the story, it felt that much more important. So a loyalty quest also points. Main story importance, sadly in this regard, she's getting no points, but fret not. Regarding the design, I'm also assigning her a point. That's right, I think she has a very much unique design regarding human characters. You don't usually see bald ladies running around. Also, you don't usually see tattooed ladies running around. And also in this skimpy outfit that kind of is not breaking my immersion because it encapsulates her theme of being this kind of a space pirate. I think it just fits. I don't know. Points for her here. And character development, I actually also gave her points over here. Her being this very angry person and then during her loyalty mission being confronted with her emotions. It's just great stuff. And I also think she's getting more points over here because we had this, love story, this romance between Shepard and Jack. So there was just like more of that, allowing her to trust in other people and rely on other people kind of stuff, even though like the finale to like the romance was a little bit disappointing. I think regarding character development, I am assigning points to Jack. My favorite thing about her must be like the banter with Shepard. As I've expressed countless times already, the, lines between her and Shepard and like the delivery of like the voice actors are making this character, making her come to life. Moving on to the S category, you guys know it. You guys have known it from like the moment I uttered the words tier list regarding characters, and you guys have known it for a while because you're staring at like the fucking supplementary graphic in our S tier. That's right, Mordin and Tali. Kind of not surprised probably in this regard, you guys are. Starting off with Tali, I assigned her 4 out of 6 possible points. Her dossier quest and loyalty ones, certainly very strong. I loved her dossier stuff. Me being to see this old Quarian colony, also getting more lore regarding the Quarian, also the introduction of an interesting Rhaegar character. I don't remember necessarily his surname, but a very enjoyable one, and the entire setup around that mission very, very interesting. Similarly, her loyalty quest. Let me look at the list of characters. Yeah, it's very strong. I cannot say it's my favorite, but it certainly is one of my favorite. One of my favorites. We are getting so much lore about the Quarians, going to this kind of a completely new hub, the structure of the quest, something that I absolutely love. And Shepard's speeches, gut-wrenching stuff with Tali's father, just the performance of like the voice actors and how the entire quest is written is just like top tier fucking shit. I eat that stuff up. Main story importance, however, for Tali, not the most in this category. I am expecting huge stuff for like the Quarians and the Geth in the very last game, so maybe in this regard it will improve. What else do I have here? How much I like them. I absolutely love Tali. You guys absolutely know it. It has doesn't have to be said even like in the original, right? Even in the original I was like a very much big of Tali, and it doesn't change whatsoever. Her design also very strong. She's certainly one of like the most looking Quarians in the game, but if I were to say, her design suffers a little bit because there are just a lot of Quarians in the game and a lot of them look kind of similar. I'm still giving her points in this category, but I have to say, while Grunt stands out regarding like the Krogan, Tali kind of blends in regarding the. While Grunt stands out regarding the Krogan, Tali kind of blends in regarding the Quarian. Oh, I forgot to mention, but I've already kind of touched on that. Her character development. There wasn't that much character development coming from Tali. Certainly not as much as other characters, but as I was saying, it might come to fruition in Mass Effect 3 when I feel we are getting inevitably more Geth-centric and Quarian-centric content. There was also none of that character development, I feel, regarding like her being possibly, kicked out of like the Quarian community. You'd think like, oh, I have to inform the Quarians about whatever my father was doing, but Tali came at it from like a, to me, a little bit surprising angle. I would think she would be doing everything for her Quarian community. No, she was like afraid for her father's name and also hers. And at the top of our list sits Mordin, which is a very big surprise to me because I was originally very much, I don't want to say antagonistic towards his character, but I was very not a fan of his character during how his involvement in like the genophage stuff was framed. But eventually, Mordin freaking grew on me, and grew on me really much, to the point of me having to say that he might possibly be not only at the top of this list, but he also might be my favorite character in the game regarding like the squad. The biggest surprise. In my list, he has 5 out of 6 points. I'm giving him 0 for like dossier stuff because it was kind of basic and he was kind of not involved in that whatsoever. This mission involved a lot of, Vorcha killing and so on and so forth. But everything else that he has going for him is just amazing. The loyalty mission was like the absolute turning point regarding Mordin, with, all of like the reveals around the genophage and his involvement, and all of like the character development around him, our discussions throughout the mission regarding his actions and his interactions with that other one, Solarian scientist. This just was amazing stuff, and it was doing wonders for Mordin's character. Main story importance, a rare thing. He also gets points in here because he has this direct involvement in the fight with the collectors, with like the creation, this of the countermeasure for like the collectors swarm, right? How much I like them, as I was saying, didn't like him at first, but I very much loved him at the end of the game there. Actually, every single stuff that was coming out from Mordin's like mouth at a certain point, I was just once again eating that stuff up. Just wishing for more and more and more of Mordin content. Too bad we positioned his loyalty quest so late regarding the playthrough. I would have liked him for the majority of the playthrough if it, came sooner. Considering his design also stellar, once again this novelty aspect is at play over here, as he is the very first Solarian squadmates that we can have, and his outfit is very unique, and the contrast between the white and red regarding his skin and like his spacesuit, that's awesome, just awesome. And once again, character development, very strong stuff regarding Mordin, and I loved every moment of it. And that is basically it regarding like the character tier list. Do let me know whether you agree. Certainly do let me know whether you don't agree. And if you feel like it, also put in who your favorite characters are and the least favorite also. Oh, one more thing regarding like the Normandy, you guys have notified me that Edie has a little bit more content to talk about in the Let's Talk About You category.
Do you have a specific inquiry?
Yeah, the you and Joker stuff and the connection to the ship.
How are you getting along with Joker?
Jeff and I have established an equitable working relationship.
Okay. What the hell does that mean?
That's a little sketchy on details.
I am the Normandy. He is a skilled helmsman. I trust him to keep me operational. He trusts me to keep him alive.
Okay.
Plus, she's less of a pain about downtime now that the Cerberus locks are off.
There's nothing wrong with off-duty distractions, though some of your extranet bookmarks are technically illegal in council space. That is a joke.
Okay. I was just thinking, what is there in Joker's, search history, but apparently nothing suspicious.
How are things different for you now that you're connected to the ship?
It is difficult to put in terms you would understand. I am the Normandy now.
Okay.
Its sensors are my eyes. Its armor, my skin. Its fusion plant, my heart. I'm embodied in a way I have never experienced. Imagine if you
Cute.
spent your entire life wearing gloves. One day someone takes them off. You can finally touch the world. Feel it.
It is certainly a lot more expressive about, and has much more of a human nature than our, not even boy, our they, Legion. You guys have also notified me that in the Shadow Broker's base there should be some new and exciting, I hope, videos regarding, the characters that we know and love. Let's see what we have over here. Sweet ass. Sweet ass looking animation plate, but I believe we know Arya? No, wait a hot minute. I could have sworn that we've seen one Arya-related one, but it wasn't in the nightclub. It was her blowing some shit up. What is this? Okay, just the usual activity. Okay.
Emily Wong.
Okay, Emily Wong has something new also. Okay, an interview with some two Turians, probably assholes, as it is in like the Turian nature.
Fred Mazai, Citadel.
Fred Mazai, who the fuck are you? Who the hell are you? Are you the one individual that we kind of tortured with Thane? You would be pleased to know of his fate.
Donnell Udina,
Oh.
Citadel.
Bro, I just hope there's more Udina-centric content in Mass Effect 3, I swear. I want to be the one punching the guy in the face. I mean, not necessarily. My hate for Udina definitely died down in this game, and kind of like the Council also, because they are non-existent, but I feel like if they are to, enter the picture once again, my hate will be just reignited. Okay, and the guy, a very important video, the guy getting into the fucking space car.
Armando Bailey, Citadel.
Okay, Bailey. Just overlooking the operations.
David Anderson, Citadel.
This is a surprise. This is a surprise? What the hell are you getting into, Counselor Anderson? I can only assume this is some archival footage. No way this fucking thing plays out in the Citadel space, right?
Praetor Gavon.
Pra- Praetor Gavern. Who are you, sir? Which Turian are you? Praetor Gavern. Is it some guard? Is it Arya's guard? Possibly.
Kalisa bint Sinan al-Jilani, Citadel.
Okay. Oh! Oh! First of all, kind of surprised by the contents. Also, I'm not recalling the name of all of, like, the Asari. Okay. A pleasant surprise.
For 20, Citadel.
How does this footage benefit the Shadow Broker? This poor guy got himself into trouble. And that's the end of him. I guess he'll be just permanently stuck in this hole for god knows how long. I remember the info being dropped that these guys don't even need to eat or anything like that. Well, get used to your new environment, sir.
Matriarch Atheta.
Okay. Is it the bartender? Headbutting the Krogan in Shepard's manner.
Erdnot Torsk. Tachanka.
I see we are meeting all of like the new and interesting characters. I do wonder what triggered for all of this to show up. We did like the Shadow Broker DLC rather late in the playthrough, so what prompted all of those new... What the fuck? Okay, I was not expecting this. I was like, oh yeah, that guy who's like an engineer on Tuchanka, why is he also healing some kind of a a human merc-looking guy? Well, it wasn't healing. It was testing new weapons for like the Krogan to go big.
Elias Kellum. Citadel.
Okay, some shady activity over here.
Miranda Lawson and Jacob Taylor.
Okay.
Lassus Research Station. Ship now defunct.
Yup, I mean a confirmation that these are archival ones also. Okay, hanging around together. Oh! Oh, this aspect of them. Yeah, I thought it totally slipped my mind that it was dropped. That the two of them had a thing going. We don't know to what degree, because Jacob didn't want to, you know, spill the beans, if I remember correctly, and Miranda never mentioned it outright. But yeah, that was a thing.
Geth platform number 2A93. Alias Legion.
Okay.
Activated Reaper. Thorn system.
Okay. That's pretty sweet. More Legion stuff. Just dropping onto the Reaper.
Garrus Vicarian. Omega.
Garrus now. I don't think we've seen this. Okay. Oh, with his squad. That's lovely. Just gunning down that individual. Yeah, he had like 2 Turians with him. Kind of never was mentioned. Or like I missed that information, who his squad mates were. The original 10. We know that the Sidonis guy... We met the Sidonis guy, but no one else.
Arya Talok.
Oh,
Omega.
okay. And we are back at the beginning. Kind of interesting stuff. Do wonder what triggered it all. And the very last 2 things regarding gameplay are related to Legion. First of all, let's cycle his appearance, because it never dawned on me that he can have like an alternate one, but it would make sense, right? Okay. A little bit of that grey and red with like that... that, what was it called? The red ring of death regarding like the Xbox 360. Okay, let's add him to the squad because we will be needing him. Who else are we taking? I guess it doesn't matter. I guess let's take Tali because they are obviously working together well. Yeah, the very last thing that we have is apparently the interactions between like the humans or like the galaxy and the Geth are indeed there. You just ought to check out the Citadel a little bit more thoroughly. Okay, it looks pretty cool. Like it being silver and stuff. I don't know whether I'm the biggest fan of it, however. I would say it is on like the same rank as like the base one. Okay. Was it the customs that we're supposed to talk to?
Can I help you, sir?
It's been a couple of years since I passed through here.
A few minor
Geth,
changes.
do not infiltrate.
Oh yeah, it
Geth,
is.
do not
It's been a couple of years since I passed through here. Security seems to have tightened a bit.
After the Geth attack, there was a review of security protocol. A few minor changes were made to reduce the risk of Geth infiltration. We apologize for the inconvenience.
Geth, do not infiltrate.
You should leave your personal synthetic assistant at home. They're not allowed on public shuttles anymore.
Geth, do not intentionally infiltrate.
Okay, that's lovely. She's like, yeah, that space dumpster that's walking around you, leave that thing at home. Kind of funny and kind of makes me want to think whether most of these people, despite like the Geth attack, even know how like a Geth individual truly looks up and close and personal. Probably never had like the chance to see one in person. And welcome to like the very last section of this particular video. We'll be reacting to some of the stuff on YouTube, stuff that me, missed in game, just along the way, or rather, I shouldn't be, calling it missing stuff. We just did not get to experience that because we just took other choices along the way. We are starting with something rather short but sweet. It's like the Tali versus Legion Renegade in, not interruption, but rather interaction. Yeah, and one of you has notified me that this one is an interesting one. Yeah, so we are kind of starting with a short one, as you guys can see, based on like the length of like the video that is remaining. I will try to go like chronological order, similarly to how things played out in our playthrough. This is like the order of the of the events I will be presenting you. Yeah, so without further ado, and maybe not just that, already I am so just not used to how like the canonical Shepard looks. I just don't know what it is, but like I don't know. At this point, I am so used to the beautiful face of DyliardGaming Shepard, and this particular version, despite being the canonical one, is so out of place feeling. Look at his beautiful blue and big eyes. My goodness. Okay, I digress. Let's see the interaction.
I trusted you, and I worked with a Geth on the team, but this is too much.
Apparently it is.
Look at you. Both of you. This is exactly what the Reapers want.
God damn, he's pissed.
Tali, of course the Geth are worried about your people. You want to destroy them.
It's not that simple.
And Legion, what the hell were you doing? Are you trying to undermine this entire operation?
We did not intend to decrease operational efficiency.
That's hilarious.
We are on a mission. You can either fight at my side or get crushed under my heel. But you will not stand in my way.
Jesus Christ.
To facilitate unit cohesion, we will not transmit data regarding creator plans.
That's insane. That's absolutely insane. Okay, this is probably the most pissed off I heard Shepard in like the entire series so far, and it's in this, one can argue not essential interaction as Tali and Legion. It's like you don't have, because I assume this interaction happens, in our playthrough it happened after Legion's loyalty mission, so it probably happens similarly to Jack and Miranda's interaction, only when both of them are loyal, right? And if you're not using the Paragon or like the Renegade option, you have to side with one of them and lose like the loyalty of one of the parties. So one can argue it is not like an essential interaction. It's like not an interaction that all of like the players that play through the game see. So very interesting for like the writers and like the voice actor going this hard regarding this optional thing. Yeah. Okay, the very next one I have prepared for us was like probably the most requested one. It's, you know, Shepard and all squad members die in the suicide mission, worst ending of Mass Effect 2 Legendary Edition. Yeah, very excited about this one. As you guys can see, it's rather lengthy. There in like the bottom left corner of the screen, we absolutely were very close to acing the entire like collector's ordeal, so I'm kind of dying to see what fate meets our team if, you know, things go awry. I do wonder whether things like death scene is like the same as in our playthrough. I am kind of aware that also, you know, character die based on multiple factors. It's like they can either die because, you know, the ship is unupgraded, or because you made the incorrect choices, or that, you know, certain characters are just not made loyal. I don't know whether there are even more factors at play, but yeah, let's see. Apparently Jack is first on like the chopping board. Based on like the description over here. Let's see it. I didn't upgrade the ship armor and therefore Jack dies. Okay,
Brace
yes.
for deceleration.
Omega for relay.
Ah, shit!
We know this. These events. By heart. Awesome looking scenes in the very last mission.
Too close.
But the drones be here. Alright.
Careful, Jeff. We have company.
Ooh, heavy damage.
Taking evasive maneuvers.
I don't think it'll be enough.
Not those beams again, not again! Edie, take these bastards out!
Oh my god!
Jack!
EKG has flatlined. She is dead.
That's insane.
Get to medical!
There's nothing we can do, Shepard, not when those things are still after us. I'm sorry.
That is insanity. Okay. Alright, and that's the scene, basically. My goodness, was it extremely freaking brutal? Very much so. Like, snap your fingers or, like, blink and it will be over in an instant. Absolutely, Jack, like, was dead even before she hit that fucking ground, man. Dying with her eyes open, you know that's fucking serious shit. Okay, so she's first, for whatever reason. For whatever reason, she's first. Also kind of funny that Miranda's like, nah, I'm not helping Jack, I'm actually quite satisfied with that whole ordeal. That she was the very first to go. Okay, who is next? Kasumi? Oh no! Let me turn it down just a tiny bit. Oh, what they meant was turn it down a little bit regarding like the
Our kinetic
volume.
barriers are not designed to survive impact with debris that size, Jeff.
No time to upgrade now, we're going in!
Certainly. The time to upgrade was prior. And apparently this Shepard did not bother. Okay, it's after fighting that Oculus thing.
Find some room.
Kinetic barriers at 40%.
Reroute non-critical power. This is gonna hurt.
It's so goddamn tense, but I suddenly know what's about to happen. Uh-oh.
Damage report.
Explosion in main engineering. Damage was contained, but Kasumi did not survive. I am sorry, Jeff.
Oh my
Take the helm,
goodness.
Edie, and keep it slow. See if we can avoid any more attention.
I
I
swear.
detected an enemy heading for the cargo hold.
Wait a hot minute. Are we moving forward? No. I was about It's so kind of interesting to see that Joker is the recipient that is affected by so far both of these deaths. Goddamn, Kasumi chose not the best spot to be hanging out during that thing. Tried to outrun the explosion, but not this time. Also taking into consideration just how insane her performance was in her loyalty mission when she jumped, all over and on that freighter, that gunship that was just gunning us down. So, she did bend like the gravity in that particular scene, not this one.
That thing again. This one's up to Shepard.
Where are we
Find a
moving?
place to land without drawing attention.
Too late. Looks like they're sending out an old friend to greet us.
Oh yeah, the collector's ship. This time. It's about to fuck us up. Okay. As always, the big thing, menacing. Are we dodging the very first blast?
Getting close. Point blank. Right down their throat.
Everybody hold on. This is gonna get ugly.
Okay. I think I caught a glimpse of, Thane being the one
Sons of bitches!
to bite the bullet. Oh. Oh!
They got Thane.
A beam right through the fucking stomach. Through the gut, that's insane. Well, this is kind of interesting.
Mass effect field generators are offline. Edie, give me something!
Generators unresponsive. All hands brace for impact.
That's kind of interesting. How that scene totally played out differently. We didn't have, the big Turian cannon, right? Okay, perfect. This is a good place to pause it just for a moment. Yeah, Thane, another brutal death. I'm totally seeing why the mission was called the suicide mission. We are not playing around. Kind of also points for Joker for operating the Normandy in an impressive manner, that they managed to take down the collectors even without the big Turian gun. Kind of insane. Also, is it controversial that one particular shot when the collector's ship was going down was so freaking impressively looking, just visually, right? Maybe better than in the timeline we experienced. I don't know. Who's taking the downfall now? Maybe I shouldn't be spoiling myself with, with the YouTube chapters in there.
Each path. They can keep the collectors busy while someone else sneaks in through this ventilation shaft here.
Who are we sending?
Suicide mission. I volunteered.
Is Jacob going?
I appreciate the thought, Jacob, but you couldn't shut down the security systems in time. We need to send a tech expert.
It's your call, Commander. Who do we send into the shaft?
He's like, yeah, let's go, Jacob. Go on, my man. Who are we sending? We're sending Garrus? Oh no.
You know how to look out for yourself. I'm sending you in.
I'll do my best.
If that's your
The rest of us
reasoning?
will break into 2 teams and fight down each passage. That should draw the collector's attention away from what you're doing.
I'll lead the second fire team, Shepard. We'll meet up with you on the other side of the doors.
I don't want you leading the second team. Half of us don't even trust you.
Huh. Oh, yeah, I was kind of surprised to catch that. Now with Jank being gone, it's Garrus throwing shade, considering Miranda. Don't worry, Garrus, you're about to fucking join Jack in the afterlife. Very interesting. I would absolutely say this was on brand to say regarding Jack. She always had this competition going down with Miranda, but I was not expecting necessarily for Garrus to be the very next one in line to express this uncertainty. Very, very interesting.
This isn't a popularity contest. Lives are at stake. Shepard, you need someone who can command loyalty through experience.
That's true. Who are we choosing? It's Tali?
You're in charge of the second team.
Uh-oh.
Shepard, the team she led on Haystrom was almost entirely wiped out. That's not the best track record.
That's true, Miranda. That's true.
I call the shots on this ship. You'll do as I say. Understood?
This is fucking hilarious. The game was like trying so hard to make you reconsider this decision, and the ship is like, nah.
Understood, Commander.
Miranda is like
I'm not gonna make a fancy-
getting stressed about this whole situation because she knows. You know, our team is about to melt regarding the numbers.
Speech. You all know what's at stake and what we're up against.
Mr. Bad choices here. Disembarking the ship. Okay, Garrus and Tali, this is the last we see all of them. Uh-oh. I do wonder whether it's like, you know, it seemingly is very easy to lose a singular, like, companion or, like, squad mate. You ought to make, like, a mistake eventually. But I do wonder if it's even harder. It certainly is harder to, you know, keep everyone alive. I do wonder whether it's even harder to kill everyone during this mission. Of course, Garrus is like, okay, let's go.
We're in position. We need this door open, now!
Go, we'll cover you.
Okay. It's kind of...
Something's wrong. The door's stuck.
Come on, Garrus, come on. With your ugly ass Korean hands.
Here they come! Close the doors!
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Suppressing fire. Cover them.
Oh my god! What the hell? Oh shit, man. Second time in the playthrough, Garrus gets his fucking head blown apart?
Dr. Chakwas, are you okay?
Hey,
Shepard, you came for us.
at least Kelly is alright.
This isn't a rescue mission. We're here to stop the collectors. Nothing else matters.
It matters to me. If you'd gotten here a few seconds later, I don't even want to think about it.
The colonists were processed.
Okay.
Those swarms of little robots, they melted their bodies into grey liquid and pumped it through these tubes.
We do know of this
Whatever
procedure.
the collectors are doing, it ends here.
We've taken casualties already. Let's hope we've got enough people left to finish the job.
Joker, can you get a fix on our position?
Roger that, Commander. All those tubes lead into the main control room right above you. The route is blocked by a security door, but there's another chamber that runs parallel to the one you're in.
Who are we sending in?
Thermal emissions suggest the chamber is overrun with seeker swarms. Morden's countermeasure cannot protect you against so many at once.
Who is left alive? Who is left alive? I'm trying to think. Who are we? The dumb Shepard. The incorrectly operating Shepard. Who are we taking in order to kill our squad even further? I guess it's, you know, taking Miranda once again, similarly to how I did it regarding my playthrough. You could also take Samara right now. Samara is still alive, but she's like the correct choice. Was there another choice? There was Thane, I think. Maybe Jacob? Maybe you can take Jacob, that would be hilarious.
Conventional weapons are pretty much useless. They'll tear us apart.
Maybe not. I might be able to generate a biotic field to keep them at bay.
Ah.
I won't be able to protect all of us, but I could get a small team through if they stay close.
I could do it too. In theory, any biotic could handle it. Shepard, who do
Shut
you want
up.
to maintain the field?
Shut up. Due to that line, I came with Miranda regarding our quest, and like that was the incorrect choice. Oh my goodness. Just like a memory unlocked in my brain regarding that Miranda line. Any biotic could do it. I could do it too, you know. Nope. Okay, yes, I think the choice is obvious at this point. It's gonna be Jacob, right? Oh
Jacob
no.
and I will take a small team through the Seeker swarms.
Oh
The rest of you
no.
provide a diversion by going through the main passage. We'll open the security doors from the other side and meet you there.
Goddamn Jacob. He might have like a barrier or fucking some other defensive ability for himself, but what else? I don't even remember his goddamn abilities.
There.
Who should lead the diversion team?
I'll keep the defenders busy. Move.
Yeah.
What about me and the rest of the crew, Shepard? We're in no shape to fight.
I can see how that will not end well.
We can't afford to go back, Shepard. Not now.
Miranda's right. We can't spare anyone.
Uh-oh.
You'll have to try making it back to the Normandy on your own.
I understand. Good luck, Shepard. I hope we'll see each other again.
This kind of makes me think, however, sorry for constantly pausing and talking over like the video, but this is making me like kind of think, like, because sending a person back is making like the team safe most of the time, I think, would. I sent Jacob back and he was totally alright regarding like the team. So I do wonder whether, you know, we'll just find another way to now kill more people in this scenario, you know what I'm saying? Like, sending one person back, it's just saving one person, but like, keeping them with you, it's like, you have to actually screw up even more to kill more people. That's amazing. I can't wait to see it.
We've all got our assignments. Let's move out.
Okay.
Hold on. We're almost there.
They actually made it. That's amazing. Jacob, I am impressed.
All right, let's move.
All right.
Hurry, Shepard.
Is it Samara's time?
Everyone, through the doors, now!
Hurry, Shepard.
Uh-oh. Oh, Grunt is stalling, no way.
Fall back!
The big boy. Okay, alright. That's interesting. It is exactly the same as Thane's End. Oh, R.I.P.
I copy. What's your position?
It's certainly less brutal than some of the other ones.
Door open. Come on. Seal the door.
Okay. He's alright.
Too many of them. Shields couldn't hold up. Figured it might end something like this.
Oh, okay, just
We're
like
almost
that?
there, Shepard. We have to keep going no matter who we've lost.
Oof. Oof.
Joker, are you at the rendezvous point?
I'm here. But Dr. Chakwas and the rest of the crew, they didn't make it.
Let's make sure that sacrifice is worth it. Edie, what's our next step?
I appreciate Miranda trying kind of pull the team together still and kind of boost our morale. Like, well, fuck Zaid, let's don't forget about his sacrifice and move on. And it's like, oh, let's make these sacrifices matter also regarding like our crew. R.I.P. Kelly.
Some nearby platforms that will take you to the main control console. From there, you can overload the system and destroy the base.
Commander, you got a problem. Hostiles massing just outside the door. Won't be long till they bust through.
Okay, yes. I remember leaving someone in here, I believe.
We need to finish this before they get through.
Pick a team to go with you and leave the others here to defend this position.
Just seeing the number
That
of
should buy you
people.
some time.
Hilarious. Okay, squad selection. Who are we taking? Are we taking Miranda and Jacob? Okay, Cerberus is going to take down like the Reapers. Let's go.
I'm ready, Commander.
So am I.
Anything to say before we do this?
You all know why we're here. Do your jobs, and with luck, we'll all make it to the other side.
Well said. Let's go finish this.
Okay, and thus they depart. I believe it's like the very last time we see these characters there. I'm trying to recall our finale. Yeah, we totally chose a team and they were left behind, and after that we're all the time with Morden and the other squad mate that we took. Kind of drawing blanks at this point. Must have been symbiotic. Yeah, but we never got back to like those people defending positions. What will go down? I wonder.
Shepard to ground team. Status report.
Samara to Shepard. This position will not hold. We need to get out.
Okay.
Now.
Head to the Normandy. Joker, prep the engines. I'm about to overload this place and blow it sky high.
Yeah. That was Jack the very last time, I believe, in our playthrough. So I guess it caught like a glimpse of them being under fire. Uh oh. Okay, alright. It's not your time yet, Jacob. Fret not, the time will come very soon. Okay, and the whole thing is falling apart. That's right. How do we manage to like kill off these characters at this point in the story? It's mostly like a beeline towards like the exit. No more decisions to make, right? Oh, shit. Okay, so just like that. I do wonder what triggered that. What triggered the fact that Jacob is dead over here? Is Miranda also on the ground? God knows how many feet under? Oh no, she's still kicking. Uh-oh. Come to Miranda.
Do you copy? Commander, come on, Shepard, don't leave me hanging. Do you copy?
I'm here, Joker. Did the ground team make it?
Miranda was like, I don't know, hanging on to dear life, and then she like paused at the moment she saw this ugly face of like the canonical Shepard. If she were to see like DyliardGaming Shepard, she would get back up on her feet, I assure you.
No sign of them, Shepard.
Oh.
I guess they didn't make it.
Oh. Well, that's not nice.
You've changed nothing. Your species has the attention of those infinitely or greater.
This is kind of cool.
That which you know as Reapers are your salvation through destruction.
That is kind of cool. That is kind of cool how we are holding on to life despite it being kind of a suicide mission and a one-way ticket kind of a thing, and the entire squad got gunned down, but we, you know, initialized like the fucking destruction, so it's like kind of a victory type of a moment, right? Oh, let's go, Shepard. Make that jump, baby. Joking runs again with a gun. Alright. Oh. Well, that's a big jump to make, Shepard.
Commander!
Oh, okay. Alright. Oh, that's tragic, man.
Tell them. You tell them. You're not doing this to me again.
Got to warn them. More are coming. Joker. Go.
Yo!
Commander!
Shepard! Detonation in 15, 14, 13.
This is insane, man. This is insane.
You have failed. We will find another way. Releasing control.
And the Harbinger over here, that's right. Ah, the poor collectors, the poor proteins. Yup. Join me in the afterlife, says Shepard. Is Joker even making it out? I guess with like the tell them line, yeah. Wow, that's insane. That is absolutely insane. I was initially thinking like Shepard is not making that jump. He gets shot and like plummets into like the abyss or something. But like the fact that he holds on to dear life and they actually get to, you know, exchange some words with Joker at the end there, just harrowing. As I was saying at the beginning of like this video, it's like a traumatized session for our boy Joker.
Mr. Moreau, how is my ship?
Feels a little empty, sir.
Shepard leaves a considerable void. Fortunately, he also left us an advantage, the collector facility. I'm glad he recognized its potential despite his idealistic nature. It will ensure human dominance in the galaxy.
Okay.
Against the Reapers and beyond.
I don't think he'd take it that far, sir.
I will. He's given us the means to address the greater threat.
But Shepard's dead. What are we supposed to do?
We go on. This was a victory. Humanity will persevere. We are nothing if not resilient. Your job is complete, Mr. Moreau. You may return the Normandy to port.
Great.
That's kind of a fucked up situation. Okay, the collector's base, I see. I see. Okay. Swooping in like the Cerberus already? With a fucking smirk on his face? He sent me to death? This asshole? And now Joker takes place of Shepard? That's insane. How many coffins are we looking? Like fucking 50. Like the camera zooms out and it's like, yeah. Joker rides into the sunset in an empty Normandy. Okay, is there more? Looking at like some Reaper stuff, is Joker like the main character of Mass Effect 3 in this instance? Okay, and here they come. Mass Effect 3, baby. Okay, that was very much enjoyable. Is there anything else over here? No. Nothing. Okay. Kind of insane. Kind of insane. I do have like one element that I don't necessarily understand, and I don't know whether I got the answer to that in the comment section. I can't recall at this point. Is it like, so what happens? Can you even load this terrible save into Mass Effect 3? Is that even a possibility? Because this can't canonically happen, right? That Shepard just dies because he's like the protagonist like over the entire trilogy. So while Mass Effect 2 can end this way, you can't possibly carry that over into Mass Effect 3, right? Because who would you be playing? You would have to create a new Shepard or something, right? Do let me know. Insane! Alright, moving into post-ending territory, we have the Arrival DLC. As you guys have notified me, Arrival is this bridge between Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3 story. Yet during our playthrough, I kind of accidentally started it early and also finished it up early as in a little bit before, like the dealing with collectors once and for all, and apparently the ending discussion that we can have with the antagonist, that big hologram that appears there at the end of the sequence that you are seeing in front of your eyes, that differs depending on whether you are doing Arrival prior or after, the main story mission. So we've seen the Harbinger in, can I say in his collective or their collector form, controlling the collector general or whatever, the X-Protein, the big bug, basically. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Therefore, Harbinger isn't like the name of the bug. It's like the name of the Reaper controlling it, right? There's another name, I guess, that was dropped to us by, I believe it was Legion supplying us with this info that the Sovereign had a different name than Sovereign. It's kind of a feminine sounding, I think, with an A at the end there. Yeah, I can't recall it exactly at this point, but yes. I do wonder whether Harbinger is this legitimate name for this particular Reaper that controlled the bug. Yeah, let's without much more yappage, let's jump right into it. I skimmed through the video, and these events that are over here also fit regarding our playthrough. That particular scientist, mind-controlled scientist, got shot also in this particular scene. It kind of makes me wonder, because the title of the video is the Arrival ending, but for Renegade Shepard, and I was like, wait, is there some kind of a difference for Renegade and Paragon Shepard, whatever the hell that means, even, because there are no checks in this particular mission? Maybe it will be kind of with dialogue selection it's connected with, but I swear I have not seen, or I can't recall Paragon or Renegade specific dialogue options when we speak with the big bad. And I think we will be limiting ourselves to the big bad, because apparently this is the only stuff that differs from the stuff we've seen in our playthrough. Okay, without further yappage, let's see it.
External comm channel open.
Okay.
Shepard to Normandy. Joker.
Oh, that's freaking cool. Immediately pausing after a second. This particular Shepard, I don't know whether you can see it on video, but his red eyes, in a way. Red and blue type of a combination, or whatever there is under the N7 helmet. Similarly, how I don't know about the scars, whether they are there on your face. If you're playing a Renegade character, maybe your eyes also go red. That would be kind of sick. Oh, hello. The model is different. It's the Reaper, not
Shepard,
the...
You have become an annoyance. You fight against inevitability, dust struggling against cosmic winds.
Cold lines.
Victory to you. A star system sacrificed. But even now, your greatest civilizations are doomed to fall. Your leaders will beg to serve us.
I could have sworn that this is mostly the exact same thing that we were told by the bug version of him. Oh, and I'm already seeing like the player selecting like the very last thing. Was that the one we've selected? I think we wanted to, you know, have this mic drop moment and do a little bit of that aura farming regarding like the big bad. I think this is what we selected also. The project is a warning shot. We will not go quietly. No cost is too great. I could have sworn we've selected this also.
Yes. People
Wait.
will die. Maybe we'll lose half the galaxy. Maybe more. But I will do whatever it takes to rid the galaxy of the Reaper threat.
That's right,
However
bitch.
insignificant we might be. We will fight, we will sacrifice, and we will find a way. That's what humans do.
Know this as you die in vain. Your time will come. Your species will fall. Prepare yourselves for the arrival.
Oh, and then he leaves. Then they leave.
Commander Shepard, Normandy inbound for pickup.
Yeah, and that's basically it. Makes you wonder. Okay, so this interaction was kind of brief, as we have with them one way or another. Then there is like the discussion with Hackett. I can see like the Omega for the Alpha relay. I think the name is relay exploding and killing all of like the Batarians in the process. Nothing out of the ordinary seems to be over here. Very interesting. I can't really recall now whether like the voice that we were hearing was any different from our playthrough. Makes me wonder, however, it's like, where is this guy? Where is this Harbinger? How big of a wireless connection do you have to like be controlling the collectors, right? The Sovereign was here. Mind-controlled Saren, Matriarch Bernisia, and so on and so forth actually stormed like the Citadel, right? What was this bozo doing in like the process? He has to be in like the vicinity somewhere, and he is operational before like the arrival of the supposed arrival of the Reapers in Mass Effect 3. What was he doing like 2 years prior to like the events of Mass Effect 2? Where is he now that we've destroyed his puppets? Makes you wonder, makes you think where he was this entire time. Maybe something that is revealed in Mass Effect 3. Maybe once again we are fighting like the Harbinger. In a way, he's like an important figure regarding like the Reapers. Because, just fighting the Reapers and them being like a faceless threat, a little bit of a prediction for Mass Effect 3, that might not be like the coolest thing. You want to see dick measuring contests, you want to see emotions, you want to see and hear voice actors going at each other's throat, right? So the Reapers, they ought to have a face, right? Of some sorts, similar how like Saren was like the face of like the Sovereign in the very first one, but then big twist, big reveal that Sovereign is capable of speech and it's like a sentient machine type of a thing. Now in the second game, Collectors, Harbinger, the bug version, but also like the real version. So what are we getting in Mass Effect 3? Is it Harbinger again, now in his big form? Makes me wonder if my theories are correct that the Reapers are harvesting like the DNA, and every single time they create a new and upgraded Reaper, kind of maybe a new leader, because now they are also stronger after this upgrade, this time sucking up like the humans. Would that thing lead the invasion and lead the new age of like the Reapers, this age of the Reapers? Maybe Harbinger is like the post-Protheans Reaper, and he was just like fucking around. And he is like not only like the leader of like the Collectors, even though the Collectors are mindless drones, but also like the leader of the Reapers, and this was the last one that was created during like the Prothean cycle. Makes you wonder. I guess we will see. God damn it. And obviously, after saying that we'll be doing things in order, I jumped immediately into like the Arrival ending, despite, you know, me wanting to also check out what happens if timer runs out in the Arrival DLC. Stupid of me, but I got like a little bit too hyped up with, you know, with the Arrival's ending, and I completely forgot about this little one that we have over here. Yeah, even during like my original playthrough, I was wondering whether there is a mechanic to, you know, to show us something new. If the timer runs out, if you just hang around for 2 hours around that thing, and apparently there is something. So let's see it. What do we have here? We are starting off with, you know, the landing sequence. Okay, it's like the timer going out. I think we can totally skip a little bit of it.
Welcome to Project Base.
Actually, let's not skip it. I'm kind of interested in like the female version of like the Shepard and also like the voice acting. So let's observe.
What's this? That's
Oh.
the countdown to arrival.
That's cool.
When that gets to 0, the Reapers will have come. Just over 2 days and counting. Puts things in perspective, doesn't it?
Strong voice, stern.
How do you know that's an accurate countdown? It is. The artifact has been giving off pulses at definite intervals since we found it. The intervals have been decreasing at a steady rate.
I also believe this is like the canonical version of the female Shepard. Wait, is it? I don't know. I could have sworn I saw like the military buzz cut guy around, and I think he is canonical Shepard. Regarding this face, I am not sure. Interesting detail. Obviously, like the eye color is different. So would there be different eye colors between, you know, canonical Shepards? Huh.
Fact is reacting to the Reaper's proximity.
Would like the canonical female Shepard be like a redhead while the while you can't even like tell regarding the male Shepard? That would be funny.
Just over 48 hours, the pulses will become constant, and the Reapers will be here.
You're saying the Reapers could be at Earth in 2 days? There's no time to waste.
Then
Yeah,
show
but
you that proof.
let's freaking see it.
The artifact is in our central lab area.
I want to see like the entirety of the invasion when like the timer runs out. Please. Please, Mass Effect 2 Arrival, spoil us a little bit. And show us how this invasion plays out. Okay, yes, the timer, that's right. It's going down. We are down to... Okay, we'll be seeing it from this particular room. Okay, let's go. New Year's. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh. Oh my god. And just like that, oh, where did we find ourselves in? Also now, what do we have over here? Are these different types of videos that can play? What is this? Some digging deep regarding like the files? Or maybe they will be playing it for us again, hopefully. Oh, in slow-mo, let's freaking go. We've seen this. We've seen the very first frame. Then it was like the N7 helmet. A beam destroying, yes, Reaper fleet. That's right. Scary stuff. Earth exploding or some other planet. This looks like the Citadel or like the Presidium. And like the Reaper is up and personal with this particular individual. Looking a little bit like Captain Anderson, you know, the spot where he's standing. Okay, just obliterating everything with fucking space lasers. The most surprising thing was probably like this scary horror-like stuff towards the end there. This guy in the middle looks kind of like Elusive Man, and this looks like Ilium. Okay, just fucking people. And yeah, this is the Elusive Man. Look at... in this reality, Ashley is still alive, and that's Miranda. Okay, the Reaper's descending. Who the hell are you? Who the fuck is this? For a moment there, she looked like Kelly, but it ain't. Yeah, that's it. Very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting that during this, like, kind of vision, or rather how the events play out, we see, like, the Elusive Man hanging out with Ashley. What sense does it make? Maybe it's just, like, bringing familiar characters into, like, the frame or something. It doesn't seem like there are, like, different versions of this regarding your, like, choices. It's not like this particular guy chose to kill Alenko in, like, the very first game, and that's why Ashley is showing up. Now, it's probably, like, the only version of this, a glimpse into the future that is available. Interesting. Maybe they just wanted to show some, you know, familiar faces getting obliterated, and that indeed was Captain Anderson, or rather, Counselor Anderson. Okay, that seems to be about it regarding, like, the compilation or, like, the roster of videos that I wanted to watch with you guys and, you know, analyze a little bit, poke fun at a little bit, have a laugh, a little bit. Very enjoyable stuff, yeah. That actually seems to be like the conclusion of our Mass Effect 2 playthrough. I am sure there must be something that I've also missed, but at this point I will not be, you know, prolonging and stalling anymore. With the very next one, we'll be venturing into Mass Effect 3. So if I have, you know, missed anything and did not address anything that is worth noting, do leave a comment section. Leave a comment in, like, the comment section down below. You guys know that I read every single one of them, and I will be reading with, you know, double the excitement, not only because you're actually commenting, but also because you're dropping some cool, you know, Mass Effect related stuff that we potentially missed. So everyone, be on the lookout regarding, like, the comments. There is just so many involved and excited and very nice people in the Mass Effect community, and I guess, like, the DyliardGaming community, who shared these, you know, tips and tidbits and lore elements and even theories in, like, the comments. So yeah, go check them out. Go give them some likes. Yeah, and I guess that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys very much for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, but do it only if you guys feel like it. It is always greatly appreciated though when you guys do, because it helps this channel a great deal. And considering the channel, also check it out. There may be some blind playthroughs in there that may pique your interest. For the very last time, thank you for going on this lengthy Mass Effect journey with me. Thank you for joining me today in general. See you in the very next one, and bye bye. Stay safe out there, you beautiful people. Bye bye.